What is going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man as voted by Alec Baldwin. He's going to be our first topic. But before we get to that, let's shout out everyone who gave me a oh hell yeah. In the chat room, we have Venus Die Traps, I Love Rain, Lord Everfall, Joe Hodds, Geiges, Infamy. I think I saw some vulgar tech up there. Couple of other people lurking. Soon people might trickle in because today I did promote the podcast on Instagram because we have a few less people than usual, but it's Halloween weekend. It's the Halloween weekend. Ooh, spooky, scary things are happening. One of the most scary things I've seen thus far is on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ninja lifestyle. There's a very scary video about a nightmare flip that you guys are going to want to see. Now, today I have several topics, but very few of them have much substance. So it's going to be a rapid fire of topics, and hopefully will last the entire 45 minutes that we usually allot for the podcast. Here are some of the topics. I went to a auto parts store, and the guy at the front said, "Take off your mask. Freedom starts at the door." I thought that was hilarious. We're going to talk about my table breaking. There's some conspiracies going around. Last night, I broke a table, choke slammed somebody through it. We're going to talk about the Japanese, Chinese, I need to Google this actually before we start talking about it. Ikigai? Oh man, now I feel dumb because I forgot to prepare the podcast for this. Don't worry, we'll take a short break in the middle of the podcast. We'll figure it out. Nightmare flip, I watched some movies. Fedor fought last week. Mariusz Pudzianowski, 5 times world's strongest man, fought last week. Alec Baldwin killed somebody. Skateboarding casino? Okay. Rollerblades? Have you heard of these? Are we talking about these? Pollo Loco. I spent $14 at Pollo Loco. And also, I hang out with sex offenders. Yeah, nice and subtle way to explain my solidarity. No, I'm joking, but some interesting topics today. We're also going to talk about crosswalks because they're just such an illusion, like such a mystery as to how exactly crosswalks work in America. I just can't quite figure it out. But before we do any of that, I'm going to give away a free, yes, free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack to whoever in the chat room can answer this question correctly. Whoever can answer it first, and it is a Halloween-themed question. So, first one to answer this is the winner. The question is, what do you sprinkle on your doorstep if you want to keep an evil spirit out of your house on Halloween night? Oh, there was a movie. We all saw Allison wield a container of this stuff to ward off the Sanderson sisters in Hocus Pocus. It seemed to do the trick for a while. Dr. Womb says salt. I Love Rain says salt. Julie Fett says salt. Guy just says anthrax. Fucking Johad says holy water. Lord Everfall says cocaine. First off, cocaine is not going to keep anybody out of your house. That's going to bring all the spirits and the weirdos and the ladies. Oh yeah, the ones with the big fake tits and the those weird like necklaces that are made out of like weird like patterns that basically mean you're going to get your dick sucked. Those things. What are those called? Those things. It's like a spiked chain collar, but it's in like weird. There's like little stars and horseshoes that come off the side. They're like spiked and shit. I think they have to be blessed by like the blowjob prince of Persia. Choker. They're called chokers. Yes. What an ironic name. All right, Dr. Wooms. The answer was salt. You sprinkle salt on your doorstep if you want to keep evil spirits. I'm actually, now that I'm looking at this, dude, hold on, let me change the view here. If you want to keep evil spirits, but they spelled spirits as in spurts, SPIRTS, and the website is countryliving.com. What, Gabriella, you piece of shit. What is an evil spurt? An evil spurt out of your house. What do you sprinkle on your doorstep if you want to keep an evil spurt out of your house on Halloween night? Well, that's going to be salt. God damn it, spurt. I hate that. I hate seeing things spelled wrong. Whatever. Anyways, Dr. Wooms, you are the winner. Send me a DM with your information. I will send you a sticker pack out as fast as I conveniently want to do that. Sometimes I say I'll send it out tomorrow, and then I lie. And then I send it out a week later. Sue me. Fucking attack me with an evil spurt. See if I care. Now, let's first talk about Alec Baldwin. Last week, I went on a big rant about fuck Alec Baldwin. He's an idiot. He's a negligent person. He's a murderer. He's terrible, this and that. Well, I stand by I stand by my statements about gun safety. So since all that Alec Baldwin talk, I've had a little bit of a change of heart. I still feel the same way, like I said, about gun safety, but more details have come out. Now, if Alec Baldwin would have, okay, like, let me catch you guys up. I was a bitch, like, okay, hold on. I didn't really plan how I was gonna talk about this, and rarely do I make a retraction on the podcast. So last week I said fuck Alec Baldwin, this and that. This week I'm saying still fuck Alec Baldwin, kind of, but less of a fuck, like less fuck him. The reason why is this. Had he done a simple safety check on this weapon, there are supposed to be dummy rounds in the weapon. So him opening the revolver or whatever gun it might have been and looking into it and checking to see if there was rounds would not have changed anything, because the dummy rounds are supposed to look like real rounds. And from what I was reading, Keith Skates sent me an article, or actually a video. They said these dummy rounds are different from blanks. Blanks are different from real live rounds. So let's just say that, in my understanding, there's 3 types of bullets that could be fitting in this revolver. 3 types of rounds. Okay, we have the dummy, we have the blank, and we have a live round, which should never be on set anyways. Alec would have to individually take out each round one by one and shake it next to his ear, because I guess instead of powder being inside these rounds, there's little BBs. And that's how you would know. I would think they would also be like color coded. That'd be what I would color code the outside of the shell. But maybe I'm just crazy. Anyways, we discussed last week, like, oh dude, just check the gun. Check the gun, make sure it doesn't have any bullets in it. Then you can fake fucking shoot it at your friends. Turns out he might have been doing a close-up on a camera. So he has to aim the gun at the camera. He has to pull the trigger. And the person who handed him this gun didn't go, here, Alec, take this gun, open it, take out each round one by one and shake them by your ear. I feel like, although that would be like the safest way to do things, people were saying it's not Alec's responsibility to check if the gun is safe. Well, in this context, it doesn't really seem like that would be a logical thing he would do. So if he's aiming at a camera, who's behind a camera, a director, who's behind that person, like running the camera, I guess he just got in a line of 2 people and ended up shooting 2 people. I think when I hear the story presented like that, it doesn't seem as far-fetched as when I initially read the story. I just assumed that he just grabbed the gun, like a Glock, and just pointed at a camera, pointed at a person and shot it. So in that context, I'd say, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. In the context of, hey, we're fucking shooting, we're rehearsing, you've already fired this gun, probably earlier in the movie, you've probably already fired this gun 5, 10, 15 times through different takes. Every time you've pulled the trigger, no one's been shot these other times, although they did say there was some negligent discharges earlier during shooting. I just feel like it takes him a little bit more off of the chopping block, especially now that I understand more. So in this context, it seems like this is probably how things happen on all other movie sets, right? The director of whatever gets handed a gun off the quote gun cart. Again, I'm kind of like stupid to this whole process. He looks at the gun cart. He then pulls out each bullet, shakes it, puts it in the gun, shakes it, puts it in the revolver, shakes it, puts it in the revolver, sets it down, and then just sits next to it until shooting begins. And then Alec Baldwin comes out. He goes, okay, is it good to go? They say, yep, it's good to go. Oh, the director saw it too? Yep, all 3 of us said it's good to go. Okay, cool. All right, let's shoot this movie. And then he pulls the trigger the same way that he pulled the trigger the last fucking 50 scenes. You know, all of these other scenes where he's already pulled the trigger, nothing went wrong. Why would this one be any different? That being said, why is there live ammunition on the stage? I've been reading different viewpoints. Some people are like, well, prop guns shouldn't be able to shoot fucking bullets. I was under the impression that real guns are not uncommon at all. Johad says using fake guns that only fire blanks without using real guns. I guess that would be a better way to do it, but I mean, what's the difference? Like using fake, what's the difference of that and not using live ammo? You know, like, well, then we have a rule. So if the rule is don't bring live ammo and live ammo gets brought, then we've already broken protocol. So if the rule is only use fake guns and someone brings a real gun, then we've broken the exact same protocol. So it's not as if that prevents anything from happening any more than Alec checking to see if the weapon was clear because the weapon wasn't supposed to be clear. Also, if you're shooting a revolver at a camera lens, you want to see that each chamber has a bullet in it so that it looks real, because people like me, when we watch these movies, I can't stop thinking about like, oh shit, like, oh, that gun had no recoil. Oh, this guy just shot 900,000 fucking rounds out of a gun that only holds 11. That's weird. And then John DeLuce says, I heard one of the gun specialists was a TikToker who is afraid of guns. That's possible, I guess. I read a lot of like conflicting information. I read one that Alec jokingly said, I should shoot both of you, and then aimed and fired. That has not been confirmed. I think that it doesn't help the media to just blindly believe. You know what kind of bothers me about the media is they do this shit where they go, well, an unnamed source has told us that Alec Baldwin yelled that he hates Mexicans and then shot 2 people and then laughed hysterically and then fucking said, Orale, Holmes, and then he skipped away. An unnamed source has told us that. Really, bitch? Really, an unnamed source? I want to know who fucking said it, because that sounds wildly unbelievable. You know what I mean? It sounds weird that Alec would look at somebody and go, I should shoot both of you, and then shoots them. Is it impossible? No. But I think that if you're gonna make a claim that bold, I need to know your name. You know what I mean? That's fucking Alec Baldwin and Mexicans, dude. Fucking never put him in the same place. I just want a little bit of backup, right? Like I don't know. So that's all I got to say about that. This was sort of like my retraction. You know, I'm not saying that he's not responsible, but I'm saying in the context presented to me now that it's not outside of the scope of an actor to trust everyone above him. Alec is probably it's probably not the first time he's fired a gun on set. You know, a real gun. Probably not the first time he's fired a real gun on set that should have had dummy rounds. He's probably done it several times, and none of this ever happened before. I think the bigger question now is how did live rounds get onto a movie set, and why? You know what I mean? Because if these dummy rounds look the same, there should be absolutely zero reason for a bullet like that to be out there. Also, a bullet went through a person and into another person, so we know it wasn't. It was a real, like, motherfucker. He was shooting something bigger. My whole thought, like, as I was thinking this whole time, I was like, oh, maybe he just shot, like, maybe he had a little 22 revolver. Or then I'm like, they wouldn't use that in, like, these Western movies. That doesn't make no fucking sense. And I was like, and that'd be kind of tough to go through a person, I would imagine. Then again, we don't really have all the information. But it is a tragedy. You know, we sit here, we make these memes about Alec Baldwin, we call him a fucking idiot, even though he has been a fucking idiot and still is a fucking idiot. Like, we can no longer call this guy a professional. We can no longer call anyone on the set a professional. And the excuse is that, oh, the first group of staff walked off in protest of unsafe working conditions or something like that, or they didn't get their rooms paid for. Sure, maybe. Whatever. Let's move on to the next topic. I feel like I've already spent way too much time on this topic, simply repeating myself. My headlight went out on my car. So I said, you know what? I went to El Pollo Loco, which I'll talk about later. I got to go get a new light, or maybe a fuse. I don't know. I haven't fixed it yet. I'm pretty sure it's a light though. Go get a new light. Everything's cool. I walk in there. I have my mask on because I'm pretty sure the rule is you have to have your mask on in every business, right? that may have changed. I'm not sure. I walk into this auto parts store. I'm wearing my mask. He goes, "You don't need that. You don't need that." And I'm like, "I don't need what?" Like, and I'm like, "It's a Toyota." Like, I didn't understand. He's like, "You don't need the mask." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I hate this mask rule." And he goes, "Yeah, freedom starts at the door." And I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was like, "Man, it's a Corolla. Fucking which light do I need?" He's like, "Get this one or this one." I was like, "Give me the cheapest one." I get the cheapest one. And then we embark on a fucking, this guy would not shut the fuck up about the masks. He's like, "Man, you know what? 2 weeks to flatten the curve, more like 2 years. Am I right?" And I'm like, "How much is it? How much is it?" He's like, "Phone number." He's like, "Man, I hate this fucking shit, dude. Fucking, the mask fucking hurts more people than it helps. More people are dying from fucking this and that. The vaccines and bullshit." And I'm like, I only have one headlight and I have to drive home. I'm like, can we speed this up? My homie Rob was in the car just waiting to get choke slammed. And he's just like, you know what I hate? When I'm walking out and the guy's still like, "Yeah, what do you think about it?" And I'm like, "I think I gotta go." I think I gotta get the fuck out of here because I'm walking away. When I say have a good one, that means conversation's over. So then I walked out, and then after I walked out, the door was slowly swinging shut. He was still trying to talk to me about masks as the door slowly shut. And I'm like, "Bye." Goodbye. Bye. It was like, I can have those conversations, right? If I'm drunk at the bar, me and my friends can have these mask conversations because I don't like the masks. I don't care about COVID these days so much. I don't want to get a vaccine shot, and I don't want to have this conversation right now. We can have it when I'm playing Mario or something, but that's like a friend conversation at the bar. We're drunk. We're just bullshitting. That's not a conversation where you are sitting behind a register preaching to a guy that just wants to get his car parts and leave. You're not upselling me, right? You know, it's not like, "You know what? I hate the fucking masks too. You know, let me get 2 headlights while you're at it. And throw in, are those tires? Let me get 4 tires, man. I like the cut of your jib. Man, you seem like a cool dude. What are you doing later after you get off work? You want to come to my house and talk about COVID? Yeah, that'd be swell. All right. I think I'm not going to put this mask back on. I think I'm going to burn it. I'm going to burn it. You guys have any fucking flammable liquids in this store? Oh, cool. The flammable section? Nice. And also, to add on to the unprofessionalism, the whole time he's having this conversation, he's like eating like a bologna sandwich, and it's just like, "Yeah, fuck the mask." And I'm like, "Dude, you're at work. You can't set your fucking drink down to cash me, like check me out." He's got the sandwich in one hand, like just chewing. And he's like cashing me out, like running the numbers and getting the receipts and shit. And I'm like, "Bro, you like at no point did you feel the need to set the sandwich down amidst your political fucking berating of me wearing a mask just because I thought it was a rule? I'm sorry." But that shit was funny, dude. Right after that, me and my friend Rob came over here. If you guys haven't seen the video, me and Rob, I guess we got our fleshlights mixed up. He accidentally fucked my fleshlight. I fucked his fleshlight. Our dick liquids touched, and I didn't like that, so I grabbed him by the neck and I fucking slammed him through a table. The video's on my YouTube if you haven't seen him. And he's not gonna be fucking a fleshlight for a while. I broke his damn neck. It's broken in half. As God is my witness. It happened. It's on my YouTube channel. Now, here's the conspiracy. I tried to post this video on Facebook 3 times, on my personal Facebook and on the Ninja Lifestyle Facebook. It got 0. It got 0 likes, 0 shares, 0 comments. Every single time I posted it. Fleshlight fight video. There's something about fleshlights they don't want the human race to know about. The fucking government, dude. And then I said, you know what? Maybe it's just like bad luck or bad time. I posted it again today. No likes, no interaction at all. No one clicked it. But I know my friends, If I put a video of me on Facebook, they're gonna click it. They're gonna say, oh, that was funny. No one, not a single fucking click. They're hiding it. Then I go on TikTok. I say, you know what? I'll post this video on TikTok. Choke slamming my friend through a table. This sounds funny. It's a funny video. It's great. I posted it twice because there's 2 angles. There's 2 video views of this choke slam through the table on TikTok. I did that yesterday. So my last Mario World video, it's me playing Mario World, 1,000 views. Oh, my other Mario World video, 1,400 views. Oh, a video of me like doing something funny, yeah, 300-400 views. Okay, the choke slam video, 8 views. The second angle of the choke slam, 6 views. The world is hiding this choke slam, and I don't understand why. Why the fuck did your fleshlights ever meet? Says Joe Hodds. Well, you're gonna have to watch the video because we explain it. You can go on my YouTube channel and watch the fleshlight fight video, but it is it's confusing to me as to how this video is being hidden. Also, I threw it all over Reddit. I tried to find, I could have sworn there was Instagram accounts that were all about breaking tables. I could have sworn there was Reddits all about breaking tables. I searched like kind of diligently last night. I couldn't find any of these. I thought there was an Instagram called Table Breaking Society. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. I thought there was one on Reddit where it's all about friends slamming their other friends through tables. There's like there's a sports team where during their sports parties, they break a table in like celebration of their football team. I found all that, but I could not simply find any like large group of people that liked tables breaking. I thought that would have been a great place to repost this video. I couldn't find it. I found one Facebook page that had like 50,000 viewers, but even on this page, it had not been updated in like 3 years. So I tried to post it in some other things. One Reddit I put it in was called Instant Regret. I was like, oh, this is kind of like instantly regretful. I choke slammed him and the table broke much like rougher than it was supposed to break. Instantly regretted it. You know, also we're yelling about using each other's fleshlights. Instant regret. It seemed like a regretful video. No one liked it. It was just angry people commenting, my only regret was watching this piece of shit video. Oh, so I don't know. Apparently I don't know how to promote a video anymore. Or at least not one from that genre. Speaking of videos that are funny that just came out, I also came out with a video called The Nightmare Flip. It's called The Origin of the Nightmare Flip. It's a very scary YouTube video about a nightmare flip. And I think everyone should watch it. Like, it's times like this when I question, am I funny or not? I look at myself in the mirror and I say, dude, I think this video is hilarious. I watched it 1,000 times and I've laughed every time. And I like to believe I don't have like that creator bias to where whatever I make, I think is good. Kind of like a little kid who draws a picture. Look at this picture. It's a portrait of my mommy. No, idiot. That's a fucking stick figure with fucked up eyeballs that don't match. Idiot. Stupid bitch. Well, like, I try not to be that kid who just thinks everything they do is great. Although I'm sure I fall into that category sometimes. But these last 2 videos, the choke slam, I think is hilarious. The fucking nightmare flip video, I think is hilarious. And you know what? No one's ever gonna care about me. No one's ever gonna care about my accomplishments. You know what, bitches? That's fine. But go watch the video and find out yourselves. I am 100% certainly shadow banned. I'm shadow banned from Facebook, I guess. But my personal Facebook is only my real life friends. It's all people that I either hang out with or went to school with or met at the bar or met at like downtown or like everyone who I've met throughout my life. Just I'm a outgoing guy. I meet a lot of people. You know, the first thing you do is you add them on Facebook, whatever. I'd rather, especially if it's a dude, I'd be like, give me your Facebook. I don't want your phone number because I'm never going to call you because you're a dude. I'll get your number another time. I hate when a dude asks me for my number, man. I don't know why I think it's weird. I've always thought it's weird. Let me get your number, man. Well, let's hang out next week. I'd prefer Facebook. That way I can leave you on, like, I can just not click it and then it will say unread. And then when I decide that I want to pretend that I want to cancel, like when I want to flake on this thing, I'll just do that. Plus, when you meet people drunk, the next day you realize that you guys really didn't have much in common. You guys were just fucking sloppily yelling at each other. So this is my, that was a long rant. So this is my personal Facebook. It has no monetary gain. It's not really related to Ninja Lifestyle. It's not really related to my YouTube or Twitch or anything. For some reason, I'm still getting blocked. All right, let's talk about movies. You ready for my movie topic of the week? I watched a lot of movies this week, and I got a new weed vape. I've been smoking weed, and dude, couple things. Weed boners are real. First thing, weed boners are a real thing. Second off, we're not going to talk about that anymore because it's like the first rule of Weed Boner Club. It's kind of like Fight Club. Don't fucking talk about it. Also, I've been eating food really high after watching these movies, and I'm going to tell you something. I used to hate on weed people. I'm going to honestly tell you guys, eating food while high, the food just tastes better. It does, man, and people have told me that. I was the biggest hater, probably even on this podcast. I think I'm a big hater of people that talk too much about weed. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I'm really changing my ways. I'm really changing my ways about this stuff. Again, I could never, ever, ever operate a vehicle while high. That would be a recipe for disaster. But as far as like sitting at home eating chips and fucking eating jalapeno poppers and old El Pollo Loco, motherfucker, is good. So movies. We'll start with the worst movie I've ever seen, The Holiday, with Jack Black. It's kind of like a romantic sort of chick flick. Not really a romantic comedy, just like a romantic-y chick flick. And I usually would like movies like this, but it was just so badly. The dialogue was terrible. I think Cameron Diaz was in it. She was a complete fucking pile of shit. Jack Black was in it. He did an okay job, but also like I like Jack Black's serious roles, but in this it was Jack Black like playing what's his band from Pick of Destiny? It's Jack Black playing a character in Pick of Destiny, but a really soft, nice version. So he's still really goofy, and it's a character I can't really believe that really exists in the world. Tenacious D. It was like if Tenacious D didn't change their character at all, but played a super soft, romantic, like pussy whipped idiot. And I'm like, wow, dude, this is like interesting. But halfway through, I was like, the dialogue is so terrible. Avoid at all costs The Holiday. Do not ever watch it. Terrible, terrible movie. If you like romantic fucking movies, romantic comedies, go elsewhere. Find another one. Now, last week, I got to finish Awakenings. Oh, yeah, this is a movie from way back in the day. Maybe the 80s? I'm not sure when it was from. Let's say like the 70s, 80s. I would say pre-90s. It's Robin Williams and De Niro. Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. Two outstanding, fantastic actors. Right when I saw that, I was like, dude, this is gonna be great. I watched it. It's a very serious movie. No laughing parts at all. Serious movie about these people who have this like neurological disease in like, I don't know, in the fucking 50s or something. I have no idea what time of the what time this was. I don't remember. Back in the day, the good old days. The good old days, right? Yeah, right. They have this neurological disease where they're just like zombies. They're just like they just stare off into space. But Robin Williams discovers that they are partially conscious, and then they come up with this drug which makes them become regular people again. They become awakened, and then it gets fucking crazy. I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys. A great movie. Everyone always goes, fucking De Niro, man, you gotta watch Taxi Driver. And I watch it, and I'm bored. And I'm like, fuck, boring, terrible soundtrack. This is stupid. No, you wanna go back in the day, back into the old Rolodex of good De Niro films, I would say watch Awakenings. And I'm actually disappointed that no one recommended it to me ever before. So definitely check that one out. Last movie I watched, which I actually watched last night, was called There Will Be Blood. This was a movie where I just expected, I was watching the movie the whole time, I expected like a twist. I expected something crazy. And there was a lot of crazy stuff, but there was never a dramatic twist. It was always like a somewhat believable twist, which made it that much more of a thriller. It's not a thriller though. It's like it's kind of like, I don't know if it's like a documentary or what. It's just a dope ass movie, man. It's about this guy who gets rich off of like an oil field, and he gets rich, but he's also like kind of sick in the head, and he has like a kid that's with him, and like there's all these injuries. He has to deal with all these workplace deaths, and he has to deal with angry people in these towns because he's going to these towns making all this money off oil, but he's not sharing the money with anybody. And there's like all this this tension, and then there's like fucking explosions, dude. It's a fucking sick ass movie. Dialogue outstanding. Also, the guy has this really good voice. I don't know what the actor's name was, but he has this really good voice where he really sounds like an old timey guy. I can't quite get the voice right. Right now, it boy. I can't quite get the voice right, it boy. It's really like the voice makes it, and I think I clicked it because it was under critically acclaimed movies, and I'm pretty sure I clicked it because that guy just did such a good job. A good job with the whole movie's good, right? It's a classic. I've never seen it before. There Will Be Blood. Definitely check that out. That's all I got for movies. Let's talk about local news, man. Last night I clicked a video of a guy that said guy arrested in murder on the strip. And I said, I always click those because I go, oh, like murder on the strip with a gun. Cool, let's check it out. And then I saw a link to I saw this small picture. And I said to myself, holy shit, this guy looks familiar. So then I clicked the picture, and it turns out one of these people on this list, I know one of these persons. I'm not going to tell you how I know them or point out which one I know, but I know one of these people. And then you scroll up, and you see that it says, Las Vegas police make 33 arrests in sex offender operation ahead of Halloween. Bottom line is Ninja Lifestyle hangs out with sex offenders. That's what we're here to learn about. Dude, I was randomly clicking articles. I saw a tiny thumbnail. I squinted. I went, that guy looks familiar. I clicked the article. It blows up the picture. I go, holy shit. This fool came to a barbecue one time. Bro, every single podcast, I click these things. I go, I wonder if I know one of these guys. Whenever I see, have you seen these robbers, these thieves? It's like a stick up at a bar or a stick up at like a gas station. I go, I wonder if I know these people. And I zoom in. I go, I do hang out with a lot of shifty characters, but nah, these aren't the guys. And then of course the one guy I fucking know that's on the news that has this picture on the news is some fucking a sex offender fucking thing, dude. Wow. And I wrote that in the Discord. And somebody was like, hey dude, I'm so sorry, man. Like, it sucks to find out this type of shit about your friends. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, he'll be fine. He'll get out of jail. I don't know the story of what happened, like, I try not to judge. Like, I'm not a big fan of sex offenders. Believe it or not. Contrary to most of the world, I'm not a fan of sex offenders. But also, you got to think, I got to see the charge, too, because if it's 3 a.m. and you fucking piss next to a school and you get caught, they're going to give you some type of, like, child sex offense. And you're like, it's 3 in the morning. There's no kids. There's no recess. They're going to say, fuck you, asshole. Don't piss on schools. And now you're going to be a sex offender. Like, I want to hear the story. As opposed to, like, I don't know, you being 26 years old and you fuck a 14-year-old and the evidence is on Snapchat and then the world covers it up. I just want to know the details. What? Shh. Fuck. So, yeah, I guess that happened. I don't know. I don't know what else to go with that. Next video, I'm gonna have to turn on the audio and show you guys this video because it's almost unbelievable how brave people have become in the world. This is a video of them doing in Las Vegas. They do a video segment of a crosswalk, and they say this is a dangerous crosswalk. People keep getting hit by cars in this crosswalk. And then they show a video of a lady almost getting hit by a car, but she clearly did not look both ways. It's an 18-wheeler, and she only notices, she looks at the 18-wheeler 15 feet before it almost smashes her to death. And the only reason she didn't get killed is because all the news people are here and they warned her. So she's walking out in the middle of the street, eyes closed, 18-wheeler comes, and they turned it into a story about crosswalk safety, and they made sure to tell you that the driver of that semi, oh, he got a ticket. He got a hefty fine. But does this lady not get a fine for just blindly, like, disrupting the world? Let's watch the video. I really hope that you guys are watching this on YouTube. She walks out, she's not looking any direction, and fucking almost gets hit by a fucking truck. I also want you guys to know what's really going on here. They have this big news thing, this news press conference thing here. On the side of the road, there's a guy dressed as a bumblebee. There's a bunch of news cameras. There's a whole news crew. I'm 1000% sure that the reason this truck almost hit this lady is, one, because this lady's stupid. Number two is because the truck driver's over there trying to figure out what the bumblebee is doing surrounded by news cameras. And he should have been paying attention to the road, yes, of course. But also, it's a semi-truck, and this lady just ran out in the middle of the road blindly. There's another angle, and it shows the whole thing, but let's try and watch it right here. It's so fucked, dude. For this woman, like, she turns around and runs away. She had no idea. She narrowly, if you're listening to this on the podcast, like, and you're not watching the video, she narrowly escapes, like, 100% death. There was a 0% chance she was going to live through this. Also, I believe that she would have never seen the truck coming. Like, no honking, no amount of honking is going to make this lady look both ways. Now, not to pat myself on the back, but I talked about this earlier. When I am waiting at a red light and the red light turns green, I still have this habit while I'm in my car to look left, to look right, and then go. Because maybe there's another person who's not paying attention. Maybe they're having a medical emergency, a stroke, heart attack. Maybe they can't stop their car, and I'm going to be able to look at that before I drive into harm's way. Because you know that blinking yellow light that says, hey, crosswalk is happening right now. You know that crosswalk thing? Yeah, that works pretty well, but it's not a fucking force field. All right? It's not like the semi is going to crash into this invisible military, like, alien movie force field and then crash, and then you survive because of the magical crosswalk. Oh no, you will become a fucking pancake. You will have been splattered across this Las Vegas street, and it will be in front of everyone watching the local news. It's gonna, instead of being called woman nearly hit by truck, it's gonna be called fastest way to make tomato sauce. New recipe at 6. Like, you would have just fucking died. So if we can all learn something from this, pay attention to crosswalks if you're driving. Also, if you're in a crosswalk, look both ways. Also, if you're in a crosswalk, you see a semi-truck coming, I don't know. Maybe, like, the bravery, you might be the most bravest person ever. Okay, but you're probably not going to win that fight against the semi. I know that people tend to think that they can just shoulder bump cars like the Hulk or something, but I assure you, you cannot. And there's a longer version of this video. There's a longer one where she hits the button, then she crosses the street and just la 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 doesn't know. And again, the only reason she survived is because these news people screamed at her, hey, watch out! Hey, care about your life! Hey, you know how you don't give a fuck about dying? Start caring! And she went, oh fuck, my life is in danger. Jesus Christ. Start caring. Oh, dude, this is classic Las Vegas, though. This is every time I've ever tried to turn right on red. Every single time I get people that purposely walk slow. I think they're mad that they don't have a car, and they want to use you as like the scapegoat. Like, oh, you car having bitch. If I have to go slow, so do you. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Oh man, last week Fedor and Mariusz fought. He won by knockout. Fucking awesome. Also, I think on the same night or the same morning, Mariusz Pudzianowski, 5-time world's strongest man, fought. Also won by 15-second knockout. That fool fought a guy that was like 400 pounds. If you guys are at all fans of these freak fights, super fights, Fedor's my favorite fighter of all time, and the fact that he can get a win at 40 whatever years old he is awesome. I had a weird dream. I'm kind of like rifling through topics now. I had a weird dream that I was at a casino, but the casino was made for skateboarders. So I was going up the escalator and somebody was like grinding down the stairs, and then like right around all the slot machines was like little boxes and flat bars you could grind on, and you go upstairs. It was like pretty sick, dude. Andy Schrock, where you at? Let's create the fucking skating casino. I know you're pretty good with the money, but I think we're gonna need about $700 million, and we can start our skateboarding casino. All right, cool. Talk to me next week. Rollerblades. I got high last night, and I thought to myself, where the fuck do rollerblades come from? I don't know. Where do rollerblades come from? Where do you get them from? Amazon? There's no rollerblade shop anywhere. Also, like, where do roller skates come from? Where does roller anything come from these days? Do they all come from Amazon? It's all online businesses? You know what I mean? I try to think back in the day. I know that there was a shop here called Subskates, and they sold both rollerblades and skateboards. I thought it was weird. But I also remember going in there, and I said, oh man, I want some rollerblades. And my grandpa said, you're not a pussy though. So I said, oh, okay, never mind. I'll take a skateboard, I guess. I made up that entire conversation, but it's based on a true story. These rollerblades, dude, I subscribe to an Instagram called Blade Life, and it's just like, it's the most insane, like, flips down rails, and I'm like, this is really entertaining. Rollerblading is really entertaining. Rollerbladers at the skate park that I go to, complete boring shit. They don't do anything, but these fools on Blade Life, backflip, million flips, landing on a backflip into a rail, onto a rail, doing these crazy fucking tricks. I'm like, damn. Then I'm like, fuck, I want some rollerblades. What size should I get? Do they come in sizes? I don't know. How much am I willing to pay? $25. Okay, well now I'm gonna look at Savers. If I see rollerblades at Savers, we're going blading. I'm doing a fucking blading video, and that's the bottom line. I wanted to shout out El Pollo Loco. The other day I got an El Pollo Loco coupon book. I spent $14 and I ate for 2 straight days. I spent $14 and I ate for 2 straight. I had 3 meals. I had 1 huge meal, then I had a giant burrito, then I had another huge meal. I don't know what I got. I think it was like nachos with cheese and like beans and chicken, but on top of all that was like taquitos, like fried taquitos on top of that with cheese and sour cream, and I was like, oh my God, like this is great. Oh, I'll have a nacho. Oh, a taquito crunch. Oh, another nacho. Oh, a taquito crunch. It was great. El Pollo Loco, man, I've had some bad experiences with you in the past, but you have redeemed yourself for the time being. I will be going back. It's me, Mario. I will be going back to El Pollo Loco in the following days. There is one more topic I wanted to talk about, but we're out of time. It's this, I know it's like disrespectful to say like Japanese thing. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese or Korean, some type of an Asian word, which ikigai, I don't even know how to say it because I didn't research it at all. We were going to talk about it today, but we're unprepared. We'll talk about it next time. It's this theory that you should be able to make money doing what you love, but also helping the world around you. And it's just like, I wanted to read about it on stream because I heard the definition the other day and I thought it really applied to me, and just hearing the definition of this word was motivating. But we're going to have to wait until next week to have that conversation. That's all I got for the podcast today. Again, I'm sorry that I talked about Alec Baldwin so long. I feel like that kind of blew this podcast. We had some other really interesting topics, but I feel like maybe when I edit this, I'll try to cut out some of the Baldwin talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go ahead and give me a hell yeah in the chat so I can shout out everyone who tuned in for the second half of the podcast. If you missed the first half, probably better for you. But if you did miss the first half, don't worry. The repeat of this podcast comes out on Sunday, early Sunday morning on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube. Shout out to Guyges, Love My Toe, iBookBoy, Joe Hodds, Guyges, Greg from VA, Love My Toe. Also, big shout out to Venus Die Trap for resubscribing. This is his 13th month subscribing to the channel. He supports the channel by subscribing. You don't have to, though. You can give me money. I love the money. Oh, please send me the money. But if you don't have any money, that's fine. You can also support the podcast by telling a friend about the podcast. Every single Friday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. Shout out to I Love Rain, iBookBoy, Venus Die Traps, everyone else. Oh, I appreciate that you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna stick around for the post show a little bit because I want to catch up with you guys and hang out. But as far as the official podcast, I have nothing else to say. Let me know in a comment, what do you think about freedom starting at the door? What do you think about my shadow ban, my table breaking conspiracy? What do you think about the nightmare flip video? It's great, isn't it? I don't want to hear any complaints because I'm very proud of it. Let me know your thoughts on these movies if you've watched any of them. Awakenings is good. There Will Be Blood is good. The Holiday was terrible. If you've seen The Holiday, let me also know how terrible you think it was. Let me know your thoughts on Alec Baldwin, although it's hard to have a conversation about Alec Baldwin because we've all been presented with different stories and we all sort of picture how it went down differently. So I would love to hear your thoughts, but it's a hard topic to find common ground on. Also, let me know about the skateboarding casino. If you are a millionaire and you want to invest in my skateboarding casino, let me know. Also, if you're a millionaire and you haven't donated money to me, I hope you fucking get hit by a truck in a crosswalk. That's all I got to say for today, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't drink too much, but also don't drink too little. Freedom starts at the door, bucko. Yeah! Freedom.